I have to really, I have to really hurry. I'm so tired. It's been a long day. All right, everybody. So let's get to the topic we have before personal branding. Pardon me, I may not ask too many questions and I may not engage every one of us as usual. But on the WhatsApp group, as we are talking, give me vibe on the WhatsApp group, okay? So that I would know that you are with me. All right.
Sorry, the line is breaking now.
Just
Network
the
is bad.
network, with mine. Please try to put your phone on airplane mode. Or did everybody can is it breaking for everybody? Aside Ernest, is
It
the
has
line
stopped, sir. I
breaking?
think it's better at
It
my
has
end.
stopped breaking. All right, okay. Let me move on. Okay, so yeah, personal branding. I was to ask some questions, but there is no time. I was going to ask everybody if your friend had to describe you in one word, what would it be? If somebody set your name online today, what impression would they have? All right, and I was going to ask two questions like, what do you think a brand is, and all of that. But there is no time for that. Okay. Some people think that when we talk about branding, we are talking about companies like Apple, like Coca-Cola, like whatever, right? But the thing is, beyond entities being known to be a brand, um, every person is a brand. Every person is a brand. Everybody, everybody on this call, you are a brand. Your name is a reputation, right? People already have an opinion about you, even if you have never thought about it. And do you know the dichotomy about this thing? Or rather, do you know the old frustrating thing about this thing? There's usually, the most time, a dichotomy rather of what people, you know, think about you and whom you actually are. Meanwhile, what people think about is what determines how they relate with you, even though it might be different from whom you are. Right? The way people see you at is what will determine whether or the extent they would relate with you, will determine the opportunities they would, you know, think you are qualified for, and what have you, right? So we want to see how you can make the correct perception about whom you are that correctly aligns with the value that you offer, that correctly aligns with with what you represent. If you don't do it consciously, if you don't intentionally uh, position and build up your brand, you will find out that you have unconsciously, allowed people to define you. And many times, that definition people define to us eventually become what other people will get to know you as. All right, now let's move on quickly. What is personal branding? What is personal branding? I wrote two definitions here. And this is very important for me because um this topic is very important for me because it concerns about how young people position themselves online. And I don't believe you have to wait to certain age before you can begin to work in certain things that you should work in. I believe that opportunities that are available now, you can access them. There are global opportunities that are available that will not come to you because not because of you don't even qualify for them, but people will think you are not qualified for them because of the way you position yourself. Meanwhile, you might be overly qualified for that opportunity. listen, everybody, that you are overly qualified for certain opportunities doesn't naturally or immediately translate to you accepting those opportunities. What brings you from you being a person that can bring value to certain things? What brings you from being somebody who is a valued person, getting opportunities that give you the privilege to express the value that you have? Huh? What the distance between that person and eventually the solution you are now bringing, or the platform that you get on, what the vehicle is personal branding. The vehicle is personal branding. Because you can be very knowledgeable and people don't know you are knowledgeable. Because you have posted memes on internet so much, people think you are stupid, not knowing that you just decide to be quiet. Can I shock you? It is actually stupidity to hide your intelligence because you want to be humble. I'm going to take that again. It's actually stupidity to hide your intelligence because you want to be humble. Stupidity and pride. I will say that again. It is stupidity and pride. Let me not even use the word stupidity. Let me say pride. It is pride, not even pride. Stupidity is stronger. It carries what I want to express. Oh my God. It is stupidity and pride, right? To um to hide your intelligence just to make people know that you are humble. No, the world actually, remember when we talked about audacity, I told you it is not people that have the solution that eventually have access to opportunity. People that are audacious. The people that come up and say, hey, I can do this thing, I sabi am. I can do this thing, I can do it, I can. And then from there, you are not granted, the opportunity. A time is going to eventually come when you consistently position yourself as a value adding person, not a value added, value adding person. When you consistently position yourself as a value adding person, right, you will find out that people will begin to relate with you more. You find out that you have access to more opportunities, especially around what you have positioned yourself as. All right? Especially around what you have positioned yourself as. I love what one of us does very well, and I think I would encourage every one of us to follow him on his social media. I'm going to ask him to send all of his social media, and I want us to encourage him. I think it's on the call. Babalola David, right? Babalola David, I've been following him, and I'm loving him consistently, and I can't wait for opportunity to come to push him more, right? He has been analyzing sports for a very long time, and a time is going to come that if he begin to offer himself for opportunities around sport analysis, sport predictions, and what have you, right? Why? Not because he's better than somebody else. It's just because he has pushed himself to be somebody that is a sport analyst. Even if he's not doing it at an excellent level yet, but he has positioned himself at that. But when all you do, for example, on social media, is when you are posting memes and memes and memes, you have naturally shown it that you are a very unserious person. Anyway, let me not jump the gun. Let me focus. Let me focus on on the outline for today. I think I'm taking tables. I'm taking tables very hard. I'm taking tables very, very hard this evening. Okay, personal branding by definition. Personal branding is the intentional, remember, underline the word intentional if you're writing, the intentional process of managing how people view. Listen, intentional process. It's a process of managing how people perceive you based on your character, based on your value, your communication, your appearance, your action, and your online presence is the intentional process of managing, like personal branding, is the intentional process of managing how people perceive you based on number one, your character, number two, your value, number two, your communication, number four, your appearance, number five, your action, number six, your online presence. So how you behave will make people see whether you're a serious person. Your value, the way you communicate, the way you talk. Let me give you your personal brand is the story, and I love this. Hear me very clearly. Hear me very clearly. Your personal brand is the story people tell about you when you're not in the room, when you're not around, when you're not there. What do people say about you? Now, some of you, when I'm talking with some other of our team members, maybe we're just talking or conversing, and then we talked about you guys. What we say about different persons are different. You are not even in the room at that time, right? But the way you are positioned, and usually the way I perceive one of you might be the same whichever person will perceive. The way maybe Mr. David, Mr. Ben will perceive some of us. Say, this person is like this person is like this person is like this, right? What people say in your absence is your brand. What people say, I wish we had a chat box to comment, right? I love that Google Meet vibe. I love that fire. It's your brand. It's the way people, even if you say this is not who I am, I'm not like this. I'm actually not like this. So I'm actually people are misconcepting, misconceiving. They are not getting the kind of person I am. What people see you as is what your brand is. Your goal is to change how people see you. Okay, and I'm not saying begin to impress people falsely. No, I'm not saying begin to try to live a fake life. No, I'm saying show up as the valuable person that you are. Now, many young people, many teenagers confuse branding with popularity. Popularity says how many people know me. Some of you say, they know me, a big figure. But you know what branding asks? Branding will rather say, what do people know me for? What do people know me for? Right? What do people know me for? The people know me as somebody that can bring solutions on this matter? Or the people don't know me as one girl that is just there, right? You can be very brilliant and people don't know you as a brilliant person. It's just your result that might make people know that you are brilliant. But the intelligence that you communicate, people might not know until you begin to communicate intelligence. People might not know until you begin to talk intelligently. They won't know that you're intelligent. All right? Examples of this is whether you're reliable, you're creative, you're respectful, you're honest, you're talented, and you are helpful. Now, outline 3, why to teenagers or why should you, everybody on this call, why should you even care about personal branding? Why should you care about personal branding? And can I say this very quickly to you? Your brand starts long before adulthood. Some of you are not even far from adulthood again. Some of you are even adult already, right? You're adult already. But the point is, your brand, you should start intentionally working on your brand right here and right now. Your brand affects the following. I'm going to mention a number of stuff and then you take note of that. Your brand affects the following. Number one, the kind of person you put yourself to be affects the friendship, affects the leadership opportunity that you have, affects your school recommendation, right? Some of you who are graduating from, who are already graduated, you can cast your mind back and find out that There are sometimes you were recommended for certain things that did not even was not really a core, but because that's the kind of person you are, right? They recommended you more for those opportunities. For example, those of you who they recommend you more for a debate competition, and you may not even be in art department, you might be in science. Your core is science, actually. But because they see you as somebody who talk intelligently, who can talk and can talk meaningfully, they recommend you to represent the school for debate competitions and the rest. Right. They are not even seeing you as the doctor that you say you want to become. They are seeing you as the talkative that can talk well. All right. Your your brand affects scholarships, the scholarship that you get. Your brand your brand affects the scholarship that you get. Your brand also affects internship opportunities. Your brand affects employment. Your brand affects business opportunities. Your brand affects networking. And then your brand affects how people trust you. Listen, everybody, people recommend people that they can trust. Not just because they are good people, but just because they've proven a character or they've proven a consistent strength. All right. So people recommend people that they can trust. Opportunities often follow reputation. Opportunity follows reputation, right? There are some of you in your tap room, in your the tap room, those of you who are students, right? In your former tap room, maybe your tap room, I don't know. Your teacher could have already concluded who will represent what, who will have access to what, just by your character. They cannot bring up the name of somebody and say, but Omo Burukuni. Right? No. That's no. No. And that is it. All right. I mean, while like that, you might actually qualify for such opportunity. Too, but just because they've seen you as a different person, right? It will affect your access to opportunity. I don't want to tell you stories and stories of that. Now, you can think of someone in your school that everyone respects. Why? You will notice that it comes down to their character. It comes down to their consistency in providing value. It comes down to their attitude, and it comes down to their competence. It usually doesn't come down to popularity. Even though some people are now their brand, their popularity have made us to notice what they stand for. For example, let me know you this example so that I don't have people deal with me. All right, now let's move on to number 4. There are 7 pillars of personal branding. 7 pillars of personal branding. Number 1 is your character. It's your character. That is the foundation of every strong brand. Character is the foundation for every strong brand. Ask yourself this question: can people trust you? Are you honest enough? Are you responsible? Are you respectful? Do you have integrity? So character the foundation. That is A. Now the second pillar is communication. The way you talk create impressions. How you talk, the way you talk, what you say create impressions. You need to consist. You must consistently speak respectfully, listen actively, work on your public speaking skills, your online communication skills, and your body language skills. All right? Speaking in creating positive impressions, you must learn how to speak respectfully, listen actively, learn and improve on your public speaking. Because especially that public speaking, people will not know on you until you talk. All right? They won't know what to carry until you talk. You must intentionally work on public speaking. In the month of August, let me quickly bring this very quickly. We are going to round up this our academy and then launch another cohort or something. We'll talk about that later. But in the month of August, we're going to have a week-long talk, and one of the days we're going to talk about public speaking. Like I'm going to talk very importantly, even though one day might not be enough to discuss all the subjects about public speaking, but we're going to just emphasize something that you should know. And even beyond waiting for that August, public speaking is one skill everybody must learn. Do you know one thing? Whether some persons will say, I'm not called to speak, it's a lie. One thing that makes you have an edge over another person in your industry is public speaking. I want you to think of any industry now. Think of any industry in your mind. Just think of any industry. You will find out that the top three in any industry, they are public speakers. Public speaking is one of the vehicles that promote you faster in your industry. So if you are a doctor, you will find out, for example, if I ask you to mention the names of doctor that you know, if I say mention the name of doctor now, one name you can mention quickly, is apropos doctor. Apoko doctor. Why will you remember Apoko doctor? Are there other better doctor than Apoko doctor? Yes. But why do you know Apoko doctor? It's the one you have seen. You have heard him speak. You have heard him speak. So public speaking is very, very important. Now, for example, the way you also talk is important. For example, when you say, I don't care, and then you say, I will do my best. They are kind of the same thing, but the way you said it would leave different impressions on the heart of the person. That when they say, I don't care, they see that a non-talent person, even though you might actually care. But when you begin to say, I don't care whatever happens, right? They see as a non-talent person. But when you begin to say things like, I will do my best, I'm going to try my best about it. I cannot promise you, right? But I will do my best. It's different from saying I don't care what happens. No, I'm going to do my best. It leaves a positive impression upon the heart of the person you are speaking to. All right, number three pillar of partner branding is digital footprint. Digital footprint. Right? Digital footprint. Everything online contributes to your brand. Your social media contributes. Also talking about WhatsApp. Your comment on people's pages make people see you at who they see you at or what? What have you? Right? Do you know that there was somebody, I can't remember the telecommunication agency again. There's one telecommunication that somebody applied for a job and I think he got the job, but in the course of the person's job, I mean, if I get the story very correctly, in the course of the person's job, right? In the course of the person's job, the HR of the company found a comment that he made under one of their posts. A very derogatory comment. You know the way you talk against MTN and say MTN is the worst network. For example, and you commented something like that, a very derogatory comment on one of the telecommunication line and all of that, on communication page. And that was the place he wanted to apply. He applied for a job and he got the job. When they saw that comment, they had to revoke it. It didn't. They said no, they cannot work with somebody that, you know, had said things like that. Right. So the comment, even if you think it's a very this thing. Now your comment can cause trouble. If you remember the story again of somebody who this company, Eritco sued a customer, or somebody made a comment on their page, the comment that they could not defend, right? And then they dragged just a very light comment. So you may think you're not dropping a comment, a very innocent comment, and meanwhile, it's making people to see you at, you know, as something different from your personality. All right. So your pictures online, your videos. I'm sure you have seen the videos of those persons and pictures of people who signed us from SS3, and then, you know, they are all going viral now. And imagine how those young people would feel, you know, where they are. In fact, I heard of Ondo State where the government of Ondo revoked or withdraw, or promised to withdraw the WAEC result of some of those people who went viral for behaving, you know, indecently and posting online. So when your teacher then will tell you, don't take pictures, don't take pictures, because of things like this, they are doing all of those things to protect you. Anyway, let's leave that. Let's leave that. All right. Now, before posting online, take note of this. Before posting online, you must the test I call the think test. THINK. Whatever you want to post, is it true about what you are posting about? Number is it helpful? Is it going to help somebody? Why are you posting? Will you go, I mean, what you want to post, right? Will it help somebody? Is it inspiring? Is it going to inspire people? Is it going to make people feel bad? And is it necessary? For example, you heard about that, oh, somebody gave birth to your family and the person did not announce it. It's a good news though. It's going to inspire people. But the person have not announced it yet, and you want to go and announce it. Is it really necessary to do that? You understand? So take note of all those. It is necessary, and then K, it did kind. It did kind. So number THINK, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Necessary? And is it kind? All right. The next one is appearance. That is D. The fourth pillar of personal branding is appearance. The fourth pillar of personal branding is appearance. I remember we talked about it. I think it's social etiquette. So I'm not going to dwell on this so much. I'm not going to dwell so much on this. Right. But it's appearance. Appearance is the fourth. First impression matters. So we're talking about appearance, we're talking about your hygiene, we're talking about appropriate dressing, we're talking about your confidence, and then your good posture. It's not really about wearing expensive clothes. It's about looking neat and presentable. I remember when we talked about the total etiquette, I think you should go back and listen to it again. If you have not listened to it on our page, our YouTube page, you're going to learn a lot from it. All right, let's move to the next pillar, which is attitude. Attitude, right? People always remember attitude. Positive attitude include being teachable, being punctual, being optimistic, respecting others, and accepting corrections, and a whole lot of others. Positive attitude, intentionally develop and work in positive attitude, right? Because that's one thing that forms a very strong brand of yours. How you behave determines what people see you as. All right. And then number 6 pillar is your competence, especially those of you who have a handwork, right? A skill that you do, right? What you are competent in increases your value. Your skills increases your value. what you can do increases your value, increases what people say about you. Now, I'm not also saying try to behave as someone that you are not. No, I'm saying develop the content, be a valuable person, and show yourself as a valuable person. You do get that very clearly. Develop yourself to be a very valuable person, and then position yourself. Let people know that you are a valuable person. All right. Examples of skills: public speaking, as I said, graphic design, writing, coding, leadership, problem solving, creativity, and all that. People don't just remember, they remember people who solve problems. So I remember it's a balance. Be valuable, be very, very valuable. Have skills that can solve problems, and then position yourself so people can see you as one who can solve real life problems. All right. So see the balance to that. Okay. So people don't remember nice people. They remember people who solve problems and people who have consistently done so. All right. Number 7, consistency. One good action doesn't build a brand. That you were good today doesn't make people see you as a good person. You have to consistently remain good. So people can vouch for you and say, no, this person is a very good person. Now, would people describe you the same way you are today, tomorrow, and next month? You have to learn that and answer that question. Let me run through the 7 pillars again. Number 1 is your character. Number 2 is communication. Number 3, digital footprint. Number 4, appearance. Number 5, attitude. Number 6, competence. And number 7, consistency. Now, let's move on very quickly to brand destroyers. What are the things that can destroy or mistakes that teenagers make that destroy their brand? Okay, of course we can talk about a whole lot. We can talk about a lot. Examples of these mistakes are lying, gossiping, bullying, cyberbullying, poor online behavior, negative attitude, lack of discipline, peer pressure, breaking promises, inappropriate social media posts, and a whole lot of other mistakes that teenagers make. So you have to be very careful about how you show yourself to people, either online or physically. How you show up to people goes a long way, right? How you show up to people. Don't break promises. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. And meanwhile, one bad can break and can damage the many years of good thing you've done and you've represented so far. Just one bad act. You don't have to do so many. Just one. So you have to be very, very, very careful. All right. Now, as I round up because of time, okay? Please, I'm sorry I had to rush this. I have the meeting tomorrow that I have to prepare for hand. Let me rush this. All right, everybody. Just pardon me for today. Now, how do I build my brand? I'm going to tell you 7. This 7? No, sorry. I don't have the time to go to 7, but let me give you this 5-step framework. 5-step framework on how to build your brand. 5-step framework on how to build your brand. Number 1, and identify your strengths. Know yourself and identify your strengths. Number 2, decide what you want to be known for. Decide, what do I want people to know me for? For example, now, if you mention my name, now I'm sure there's one common thing everybody can say, oh, Mr. Nelson, But either you call me Mr. Nelson, or you call me Pastor Nelson, or you call me Coach Nelson, you know that one common thing about me is that I deal with teenagers. I do other things. I have businesses, so I'm an administrator. I'm a teacher sometimes too, right? I mean, I have businesses that I run, right? But you may not really know me as a businessman immediately. You will just know me as my, either you call me paternity or whatever teenagers, right? So what exactly do you want to be known for? What exactly do you what do people remember about you? And I'm not even talking just about the value that you bring. I'm also talking about the character that you possess. All right, so people can see you and say, "Oh, this girl is respectful." They can see you and say, "Oh, this girl is valuable." They can see you and say, "Oh, this girl is responsible." All right. Number three. Number three step: develop valuable skill. All right, in the line of whom we want to become. Develop valuable skill. Develop yourself. Learn continuously, volunteer, practice again and again and again. All right. The goal is not to appear as somebody that you are not. The goal is to appear as the valuable person that you are. All right. So you increase your value and let people know you for the value that you carry. Don't carry do you know one scripture in the Bible that blesses me so much? There's a part in the Bible that blesses me so much. It's the part where Jesus was speaking and Jesus told them, "Will you carry your light and put your light under the bushel? No. You carry your light and put it upon the stand so that it can give light to everybody in the house." So it's a very logical thing. When you are lighting a candle in your house, you don't light a candle and put it under your table. You light it and put it on your table. All right. So the first thing to have the light is to be valuable. Okay, just like the candle. The first thing is for you to be valuable. And then the number two is for people to see that you are valuable. So that whenever they have a problem that you can solve, you are the first person they can think of. You are the first person they can think of. Okay, that is step three. Now, then step four, protect your reputation. Protect your integrity. Okay? Think before you speak or post or act. When you promise to do something, do it. You know, protect your reputation and protect you. That is very, very important. And then the last step is be consistent. Your daily habit becomes your identity. Your daily habit. I remember we talked about this. I don't know. Maybe if I can find the link right now. I remember we talked about values. We talked about habits. We talked about the. I think this was maybe last year or so. Right. I would look for all of those links and forward again so that you can go back to listen to them again and again. In that particular class, I remember we talked about how your value determines, your character or your value system determines your habit determines the actions, your action determines your lifestyles and all of that. All right. So eventually your daily habit becomes, if you come late one first time, come late second time, come late third time, people will always see you as a late comer. They will always see you as a late comer. All right. Let me round up here, everybody. As we round up, please, everybody, take note of this. That everyone has a personal brand, whether you are conscious of it, whether you are unconscious of it. I remember I told you that people's perception about you might be different from who you are if you don't correctly position yourself to show people the value that you carry and the value that you are. All right. So number two, take note, everybody, that your reputation start now, not even later. Your online behavior matters. You can't consistently post very reasonable memes until you are cutting crews and want people to call you serious. You can't. People won't be able, they won't call you serious. Or unserious people will call you serious. But serious people will never call you serious. Even if you're a serious person. Even if you claim I'm just cutting crude. No, don't just cut crude by consistently posting nonsense. Because eventually, when you consistently post nonsense, people will think you don't have sense. All right. Take note also that character builds trust. And then the skills that you develop create opportunities when you are seen. The skill that you develop create opportunities when you are seen. Consistency creates ability. Consistency creates credibility. And then take note, everybody, your brand should reflect who you aspire to become. Who do you want to become? Start behaving like that now. Start behaving like such person now. I have an assignment for everybody. I wanted us to do this at a class work, but I really do not have the time. I really do not have the time, but I would want you to do this assignment and send it to me, everybody. I want you to write in one sentence your personal brand statement. For example, for me now, I wrote this here. I said, I want to be known as a disciplined, creative, dependable, and respectable, respectful young leader who has value wherever I go. That's for me. So I want you to come up with a personal brand statement of yours. I call it PBS. What is your personal brand statement? And today's class is not just be something just because something like something like a norm, right? Let it be something that will pour you to intentionally position yourself well. Listen, I wish as I round up, I wish I took this very seriously. There are many opportunities that I've missed, just because I did not position myself correctly. Just because I did not position myself correctly. All right? Just because, you know, I can tell you, but many times I'm always hurt, I'm always pained that, and when I see people online having access to certain opportunities, I'm like, oh my God, I can do better than this person. I can do better. In fact, I'm even doing better than the person. All right. But the difference between myself and the other person is that the person has positioned himself as an authority in my field. And me, I'm not yet positioning myself as an authority, even though I'm an authority in my field. All right. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you now begin to position yourself as an authority. No, you are not an authority yet. I'm saying that you are developing yourself, position yourself, take advantage of your social media. Can I tell you something very quickly? Your digital presence is your CV. All right, it's your TV. When you apply for certain opportunities now, everybody, opportunities now. Before they even begin to plan to have an interview with you, they will go and first check your social media handles whether you are really who you say you are. They will go and check your social media handle. They will check your social media handle. They will check. So intentionally start working in the holidays in the month of August. We are going to talk about that. I'm going to help every one of you. And then I'll also bring, other persons also who would also help um every one of you to learn how to properly, right from the level that you are, position yourself online. The way to use your profile picture. Some of you, I mean, your profile pictures are just in samples. Anyway, we'll talk about that very properly later. Your sister, how to use LinkedIn even as a student, how to use it, to use Facebook and all of those social media handles. All right, because that is very important for how you access opportunities, right? And you need to start doing that now. You need to start. A friend of mine got, hmm, a friend of mine was invited to speak at a country outside Nigeria, a very far away country outside Nigeria. How? Just because of it worked online. A friend of mine got a job outside Nigeria because of his LinkedIn. He positioned himself so well on LinkedIn and he got a job. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. He got a job that took him outside of Nigeria. All right. So all of those things are very important. If you keep posting nonsense online, your destiny helper will see you and will see you as a very, very unserious person. I hope you something today. I don't know if I made sense today. Could you unmute your mic? Have I made sense? Have you learned something very? Have you learned something that you are going to practice? Have you learned something that you're going to work on? Oh yes, amazing, 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 David. David, you are doing amazingly well. And every other person, please ensure that you take notes of all that have been taught. The link for today's class will be posted, so please ensure to listen again and again. If you have any question, I don't have the time to take questions tonight because I've not even had dinner. I've not had dinner and I need to go and have my dinner now. All right. So all of your questions, please direct them to my DM and I would respond them or direct them to the group. Please go to the group, drop a letter, what you learned. Let me know that I didn't waste time today. All right, everybody, have a good